What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Resident Horror, and I have a movie for you. A sleeper, a banger, a slasher, a psychological brain F, a visual tour de force. What's that film? But before we do that, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and that notification bell so you don't miss a video. It helps the channel out a lot and it keeps it spooky. And this film is none other than 2012's Maniac, starring Elijah Wood, directed by Frank Kofan. Hopefully I didn't destroy your name, my guy. I had this film in my library for years and I never watched it. I thought it was one of those, impulsive buys. It was a horror film. We kind of like horror films. We buy all the horror films no matter what. But this one in particular stars Elijah Wood. And we know Elijah Wood from Lord of the Rings. Harry Potter as well. We know him from those movies. And this one is a slasher horror. I don't know if he really fits the bill for this type of movie. And boy, oh boy, was I surprised. I could not have been more wrong. And I was delightfully gleeful to be wrong. And he did an amazing job. Now, this film is about a serial killer, and he had a rough childhood dealing with his 304 mother. In those streets, heavy. His mother was throwing poom poom left and right with callous disregard for her son, and even enjoyed the son watching them break the back with strangers. Her actions were cringe, and it was just deplorable. But this is the trauma that this child was under, and he executed and brought this trauma out by way of killing 304 girls, or women that fit the bill of a 304 in his eyes. And it features graphic kills. So Frank, played by Elijah Wood, had a rough childhood, and he brought this rage inside of him out against women. All of his victims are women, and he goes after women that are 304s in his eyes, and they fit the bill similar to his mother, whether in looks or they're doing activities that his mother was doing. And he murdered them in the sickest way, and his thing was scalping. He loved to scalp, and it was graphic. That you're definitely going to turn away from the screen if you're not used to this type of content. It was rough, but some of the CGI kind of takes you out of it, especially the first scalping. You'll see the CGI was terrible, and as the movie went on, the CGI got better. I think this film would have been better off with practical effects like the original Maniac, which I am going to watch, which I didn't get to, but I heard that is good as well. But it's practical effects, and that's what I really love, is practical effects. But here nor there, let's get back on track with this. Now, the kills are gruesome. He uses a knife and a little razor scalpel. It's just rough to watch. The cinematography really brought this around full circle with the desolate nights, desolate days. I don't know what city they're in where there's barely no people around to hear these women scream for help, and I just don't get it. But I guess for movie purposes we have to keep it desolate. Maybe it was early morning and super late night, but it definitely was not New York. But it was a big city, so that kind of didn't vibe with me. Where are the people? What's going on? Is this an apocalypse that we don't know about? But either way, it set the tone for these one-on-one shots with seeing the girls fleeing away from him, running away from him, and him chasing them down through your eyes, or the eyes of Frank the killer. Because this film, piggybacking into this, is shot in FPS mode, first person. So if it wasn't for this mode, this would be just a regular run-of-the-mill type of slasher. But this camera angle really set it apart, and it puts you in the shoes of the killer uncomfortably. It made you feel like you were actually doing these kills. The women were actually talking to you when they were on dates with him, or he was interacting with them. It was impressive. The camera work was absolutely impressive, and that is the major takeaway from this film, is the angle in which it was shot. The first person camera view was the best decision that this film could have ever made, or the director could have ever chose to do this particular film. And I'm pretty sure at that time it kind of went against the grain, but it worked. It absolutely worked. The psychological aspect of this as well was right on point. You saw the internal fight that Frank was going through with his trauma and how he was trying to overcome it with pills, and how killing actually was the best medication for him, although it was driving him crazy at the same time. I know, oxymoron, but it is what it is. Now, Elijah Wood played the role very well. His voice was high pitched. I thought that was going to work for the film, but it worked because it made him seem innocent, like he was fragile. His body looked fragile with a grown man's head. That's Elijah Wood right there, man. But good job. No. I ain't taking those shots, but yeah, come. Yeah, he looked like a little grown man, bro. But he really played the role and embraced the role. And I've heard that he was a fan of the original Maniac as well. So giving this role to him, hey, he did justice to the role. So should you go out and watch this? Absolutely. If you're a horror fan, if you're a slasher fan, if you like psychological thrillers, and if you like those crime documentaries on Netflix and so forth, check this movie out. It gets the Resident Horror stamp of approval. I cannot wait to go watch the original to see the changes, or if it even improved upon the original, or were they even? Who knows? I'm going to find out. But watch this 2012 version, Maniac, starring Elijah Wood. Either buy it on Blu-ray. The Blu-ray, I have it right here. I can't show you the cover because it's a naked mannequin. You know, YouTube is wild with it. But you can either stream it from Tubi as well. It's free on there. And yeah, that's all I got for you today, guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. This is another movie of the week within the week, man. Getting it in. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to support the channel. It costs nothing to slap that like button, leave a comment regarding the movie if you've seen it, and subscribe and tell a friend. And I will see you on the next video. Stay spooky.